Second half of the scratch title match from a Sunday evening here at Spare Time Lanes in Kennewick. Great host for our first weekend. A tough condition today. These are the last two survivors of Pick Your Poison. Sam Burns, who won the very first Pac Northwest JBT back in '06. Looking to bookend his career with a scratch win here, but he trails right now by 7, working on an open in the 7th. He likes that one. Oh, there's a big trip with a 4. A big slap out from the big guy. That open that he was working on was the first open of the match by either bowler. Neither one has a double either. In fact, that was only the second strike of the match. Both of them by Sam as we enter the 8th frame. That's indicative of the scoring pace that we've had all day today. A -166 cut. Eddy qualified second at -59. Those are just a few of the numbers we can throw at you from a very low scoring day. Los Angeles was the pattern. That can happen. Premium on spare making and shot making. This is a huge shot for Burns to make right here in the 8th to take the lead. He loves it. Look at that big double. Wow. Untested situation for Burns in his first ever title match. Only bowls occasionally with us these days as he is a Wazoo student. We don't get east of the mountains very often. In fact, only a couple trips to Yakima in previous seasons were our trips across the mountains. We're going to head to Yakima in the spring, so we're going to hit across the mountains twice this year. The turnout's good out here. If you weren't here, you should have been. We had a lot of fun, great hosts, and gave out a whole lot of stuff. Smith has been very high the last 2 shots. Let's see how he adjusts on the right-hand lane. Wow. Daniel called it off to my left. That ball looked like it was a good adjustment. Then it just floated at what we thought was going to be the break points. So he's going to have to figure out really quickly, because this is the lane he'll be on in the 10th frame, obviously. And before he's figured out his next strike shot, he's got to figure out the uber difficult 2-5. More ways to miss it than make it. Avoid chopping the 2 off the 5. Got to avoid sliding by the 2. Eddy, an outstanding spare shooter, but he's going to be tested with this one. Well, that is beautifully done. Spares are so valuable in this day of stand left, throw right on house and just strike all day. So many tournaments come down to spare making. Even high scoring days come down to spares a lot. But this one, high scoring, was not anywhere close to the order of the day, as we are now 16 shots in with only 3 strikes. None of them are Eddy's, and yet he trails by only 6 pins heading into the last game. Yeah, in fact, Eddy's last game was a 2-strike clean 192. So he's been a master at filling the frames, but he might need to catch a double if Sam doesn't let him back in. That's a good ball. Oh, that's a bad break. When you do throw it hard and that straight with not a lot of hand rotation, you lose a little bit of carry as your angle's not as good. That's still a pretty bad break to not get some of those 9 counts out into a strike. Good turnout. Nice donation from the host center too, so it's $225 for first today. Move on to doubles and team next, one of always our favorite weekends of the year. At my new home house, the Highline. Yet another spare. That's at least his 19th consecutive mark.
Did you show the?
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. Again, what a storyline that writes itself here. Our first winner, Sam beat Travis McAllister on October 11th, 2006 at Highline Lanes. Who was the scratch winner that day? Robbie Edwards. Yep. Long foot. He actually threw the first ball of that event. He was so eager to get it started. Left a 5-count washout and hadn't been the same since, obviously. Clearly never recovered.
Push.
Had to pull. One of the rare times in bowling when you're not happy to get a better count. That ball had to push and left the 3-6-10. I think Sam would have much preferred the 6 to have remained standing and sacrificed the pin account there. He's already made this 3-10 earlier. He did it on this lane in the 3rd. He's going to have to do it again to maintain the lead. And if he does make it, it'll only be a 5-pin lead, but what a change of events if he doesn't make it. He's going to try and kill the hook as much as possible. He's trying to kill the hook for the most part on the strike ball as well, trying to come out pretty flat-wristed. Oh, a heck of a wrist position there. That is great.
Wow, what a...
The second it left his hand, he knew he made that split. That was perfectly done. What a nice exhibition here by both bowlers here, win or lose. Doesn't have to be a high-scoring match to be exciting. Well, this is a good one. He missed a... 7? That's right. Oh yeah, he missed a 7-pin to the left for the only mistake of the game by either bowler.
To the left?
Yep.
I didn't think it would go off.
He just aimed bad. So Burns leads by 5, both on spares. So Eddy's going to have to do 5 better, 6 better than whatever Sam does here. This is Burns nervous off-camera left. It's the shot of his career. That's lefty. Way left. Boy. You know you've missed left. He obviously knows when he misses. He missed left there. You were just praying with every ounce of your being to get a Brooklyn right there. Certainly could have, but it didn't. So he drops 1 pin of count. But that's not that bad. As long as he doesn't drop 4 more pins, so like 9 spare 6 for example, he'll force Eddy to double. Should he miss this, Eddy will only need basically any mark. I don't know who's more nervous, Mrs. Burns, Sam, or Daniel. He's beside himself over here. Oh no, look out, no, no, no. Oh. Sam's body language tells the story after being so good on those 3 10s, 2 9 misses, the 7-pin, and that whiff of the 9 and the 10th means that Smith now only needs to mark to win. Evan says that I'm surprised he stuck with the strike ball on that. I wonder if missing the 7 with the spare ball influenced that. I don't know. Well, for a guy who has put on a frame-filling exhibition here, clinic, he needs to fill 1 more frame to win it all. Oh! Wow. Could have 8-10'd.
Oh
Could have 5-8-10'd when that ball hit the pocket. Instead, it's just a weak 8, only 1 loss of count, so he would need spare 5 at this point. I don't want to jinx him, but I think he's good for 5. I think he's good for this 8-pin, but you know, I thought Sam was good for that 9-pin, so a loss and Eddy, a miss, and Sam wins. Spare, and Eddy will need 5 to win. Look out! Oof! You just never know, and that ball just starts. As soon as that ball thinks about going left, it's going left.
I had a game like this on a title match, all spares.
This is Eddy's game over here. Clean 192 to get here. This is Eddy's game here. Clean 180 at this point. Beating everyone as it turned out.
German bowl.
5 to win. If he manages 4 through the state, 4 through the face, this entire bowling alley is going to self-explode. There's a win. Barely. Well, drama of the low-scoring variety. That's disappointing for Sam, but that is a classic Eddy Smith JBT title right there. Number 4 for him. Good stuff. Maybe we'll see Sam again soon. We hope we will. We'll see you at JBT again in the really